Hi guys, I'm back. For now. I didn't ditch as I promised. I just had a lot on. Yeah. I always seem to be ill when I film videos. And look a state, because I look a state right now. And today, well, give me a minute. I am doing, it's a book haul. I forgot how many I've got here. I've got a few. 11, I think. And all these books, every single one of them, I've got in the past week. So yeah. So, I've read one of them, I'm halfway through another one, and I haven't started the rest of them yet. But let's start at the top of the pile. The first book I've been reading, I'm actually reading this one. I'm on chapter 61, which is on page 272. Halfway's... Wait. No, that's not halfway. I haven't folded I've just got past halfway. So yeah, I'm on chapter 61. This is Ashley Bell, the girl who said no today. I got this last week on the ferry on the way home from Poland because I was bored and I wanted to read something because my internet wasn't working on my phone. It started working when we got back into England. But this is basically about a girl who, and I'm just telling you what's on the blurb when I say this, who gets ill, finds out she has a year to live, then makes a miraculous recovery to find out she's got to save this girl called Ashley Bell. But who's Ashley Bell? And where's she from? Why is she going to save her? We have no idea. And I have yet to meet Ashley Bell. I'm going back to page 61 and I'm marking that off. Oh, I need a new bookmark. But yeah, it's a really good book so far. The chapters are really short. Like, this is chapter 4. Oh, so this is a longer chapter. There's chapter 5. Chapter 6. There's a chapter, that's chapter 37. There's chapter 38. That's how small the chapters are. Like, it's fantastic. You just like, you sit down to read, I'll read 3 chapters. Before you realise you've read like 10 chapters. You're like, oh right, okay. Let's keep reading. Or at least that's me. The second book I've got is called The Girl Who Came Back. When Jules Bright hears a knock on the door, the last person she expects to find is a detective bringing her the news she's feared for the past 3 years. Amelia Quentin is being released from prison. Jules' life is very different now to the one she had known before Amelia shattered it completely. Knowing the girl is coming back, she needs to decide what to do. Friends and family gather round, fearing for Jules' safety. They know that justice was never served. Every one of them wants to make the Quentin girl pay. The question is, what will Jules do? And which of them, she or Amelia, has the most to fear? I haven't read this yet. And I haven't really heard anything about this. Whereas with Dean Koontz, I'm guessing that's how you say his name. Like, I've heard that he's a good writer. I've wanted to read something of his before, actually haven't. Whereas I've never heard of this book or the author Susan Lewis. So who knows what it's gonna be like. On the way back, Una read like the first chapter and said it sounded good from the first chapter. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open, like my mind open to it. It sounds good from the back, so we're gonna have to wait and see. I'll put these all in the description. And then I got these two. Jane Austen, Northanger Abbey and Mansfield Park. Because I've got to do an English literature thing for September. And I had to read a book by a list of authors. Oh, and then I've got F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Side of Paradise and The Beautiful and Damned. Before September, I'm writing an essay on them. And I'm not too keen on these 4 because there's 2 in this. Like when I've read about them, like not enough to write an essay on right now. Or at least 800 to 1,000 words. Yay! So, I don't really know. Jane Austen's Jane Austen. You've got to read Jane Austen at some point in your life. F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've never read anything, but I might give that a read. I don't know yet. But in the meantime, I'm borrowing 1984 off someone I know to do my thing on that. Then the next thing I've got is Beware Princess Elizabeth by what's her face? Caroline Mayer. It's basically a bit can tell I haven't filmed in a while. It's basically about Elizabeth Tudor and like everything, like the trouble she goes through after her dad dies, when Queen Mary's on the throne and all that. So yeah. Oh, did I just say it? Oh my word, yes. Me and a girl on our page, we watch Reign, which is on Netflix. It's about Mary, the Queen of France and Queen of Scots, and it's absolutely fantastic. But Queen Elizabeth has been like a really big person in season 3, and so I seen this and I was like, I've got to get that, because you know, I just love history. On my bookshelves over here have a lot of history books. So yeah. And then Smuggler's Kiss. I read this in Spellbinding. When did I read it in Spellbinding? Last year? 2 years ago? I read it in Spellbinding at some point. In the autumn of 1720, Isabel runs away, changing her life forever. But though Isabel has fled, she is still trapped. In the secret of her previous life is revealed, then the smugglers who have found her will not let her stay on board the Invisible, and she has nowhere to go. To survive, Isabel must help her captors, even though she detests what they do. But soon her principles are thrown into confusion, and she finds herself becoming fiercely loyal to the crew, and to one mysterious smuggler in particular. I actually can't really remember what happened in this, but I remember enjoying it. I read it quickly because I wanted to get all the books read. So I read it quickly in like maybe 3 or 4 days. And now I can't remember what happens in it. And I knew I enjoyed it. So I bought it to reread it. I'm filming a video! The next book I've got is called Try Not to Breathe. A Forgotten Girl, A Terrible Secret, 2 Lives at Stake. It's basically about 2 girls, Alex and Amy. Alex has cut herself off from everything. Her one true love, drink. Until she visits a coma ward where she meets Amy. Amy is lost. When she was 15, she was attacked and left for dead. Since then, she has drifted in a lonely, timeless place. Alex and Amy grew up in the same suburbs, played the same music, flirted with the same boys. Typical. And as Alex begins to investigate the attack, she opens the door to the same danger that has left Amy in a coma. Sounds good. On the way home, one of my friends bought this, and she read it all on the bus journey up from London area to where we live, and she said it was really good. So now I've got it and I'm going to read it. The next one I've heard good things about. The Paris Secret. Down a cobbled street in Paris, a long-forgotten apartment is found. Thick with dust and secrets, it is full of priceless artworks that have been hidden away for decades. When the high-flying fine art agent, Flora Sykes, is called in to assess the collection, she is thrown into the very heart of the glamorous Vermeil family and into the path of the terse and brooding Xavier. Shying away from the instant attraction between them and reeling from a devastating family shock back home, Flora focuses on tracing the history of the paintings, delving deep into the Vermeil family past. But as she moves between London and Paris, Vienna and Antibes, never heard of that spot, she finds herself with more questions than answers. Xavier seems intent on forcing her out, but just what is he hiding? And will uncovering the truth heal the past, or destroy her future? I know someone who's read this. I know a few people who've read this, and one of my friends, Abby, she's also bought this to read. Who's it by? Karen Swan. Never heard of her. But it sounds fantastic. And when you look online, there's some absolutely fantastic reviews of it. Because I bought this, and this all at the same time. And I just didn't know which one to read. That one, I was like, I'll wait till I get home because it's a shorter book. So yeah. But it was between one of these two. So I googled it and I just decided to read this one first. But there's some fantastic reviews about that. So it sounds like it's going to be amazing. Then, this I bought yesterday with Smugglers Kiss and Beware Princess Elizabeth, and it's called The Loose Ends List. How do you plan the perfect farewell? Maddie O'Neill Levine wants to spend the summer before college tying up loose ends with her best friends. Then her beloved grandmother drops a bombshell. She's dying. Well, that is a jolly big bombshell. And she's taken the entire family on a round-the-world cruise. Can I go on one of them? But at the end of it, Gram won't be returning home. Should. I have one request, says Gram, as we go off on our adventures, no pining away. When you live inside each moment, it's hard to have regrets. For Maddie, it's a heart-rending and hilarious season shaped by love, loss, and the power of forgiveness. I love this. It says on the back, not suitable for younger readers. I should probably put that out there. Any more say that? No. 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 Little kids won't want to read Jane Austen. No. 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 Okay, no. Just this one. It actually sounds amazing. And I read the first page in the shop. Because I was like, I don't know whether to buy this. But it sounds really, really good. And I'm very excited. How long are the chapters? 9 pages. Crikey! The chapters are a normal length. Let's go with that. But it does sound really, really good. And the final book. If you haven't heard of this book already, I'm going to murder you. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Yes, it's a script. It's a script of the West End play, but it doesn't matter. You get the story exactly the same as you would in... This could end badly. This is going to end terribly. I can see it now. As you would in one of the original Harry Potters. It's amazing. The story's really good, and it's just, there's a lot of twists and turns that you wouldn't expect in a Harry Potter story, but at the same time it's just fantastic. I can't think. But you have got to beware. Beware. That though J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany and Jack Thorne all came up with the idea, Jack Thorne wrote this. Yeah, because it says down there, a new play by Jack Thorne. It wasn't actually J.K. Rowling that wrote this script. And I think that's what people think. Like, they're saying, this isn't a typical J.K. Rowling style. Well, obviously J.K. Rowling doesn't write a script. And Jack Thorne wrote it. But it's still really good. Albus, it's great. And then, it's just, some of the things, like, the first thing that my cousin was like, OMG at, I kind of expected. Most people probably expected and seen coming. But it's still, it doesn't take away from the story. Like, you're just like, what? And laughing. I cried. So you get really a massive range of emotions in this book. And I read it in 3 hours. I'm going to have to reread it. But yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. I read it in 3 hours. I regretted reading it so quickly. I want to reread it for the first time again. But yeah. Anyway, this is my pile of books from this week. Why does... Yeah, I can't pick that one up. You know? I've got 5 of them in my hands. I've got tiny hands, so I can't pick a lot of books up. So don't judge me. But yeah, Smugglers kids just fell on the floor. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll put the links to these in the description. Cameo appearance from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. That's definitely not you. And yeah, I shall catch you all when I catch you. Next week I'm going to Blackpool. And I am filming a video with my friend Polly, who I met in Lancaster. And I am also going to try and vlog that day. Yay. That's going to end terribly. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And glad for me to be back. Because I'm glad to be back. I did ditches. I just didn't have time to record. Anyway, as I said, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment with video ideas. And do your usual. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!